Bod Ron Irui Vin Creso Vin Cat uh good morning, my strange people. How's your day been? I'm Ruan and welcome to crap. I'm trying not to rip my toenails. uh so I'm going to right, I've got this thing that I'm working on. So, okay, it took me the damnedest time to figure out exactly what all was meant by a part in the pattern that I'm doing for the sweater I'm now mostly finished with. Got a I've got a bunch of rows on the sleeves, but hello, but only a few steps more, and you know what? As long as the yarn's not getting tangled, it's fine. I'm fine. Okay. So, I think I might have started the stream like a minute or two behind, but that's because I was slipping down a rabbit hole and of of all of this that is happening in this Xena and Poppy drama. It's it's something else. I guess I knew that this this Twitter account existed, but here's the funny part is like it was posted about a few days ago on Poppy's private Twitter. And I just kind of promptly forgot about it. I figured it was, just drama and Listerine mouthwash. Let's go. Nice. Yeah, uh so now I'm not going to share the thing here that because the Discord DMs, because I was just like DMing with a friend from the Catboy Ranch um drama posting channel, and because something happened earlier today, like shortly after I woke up, I decided, since last night's stream accidentally turned into a drama stream, as I as I said in the timeline that I gave to my friend, that I was kind of bored on stream last night and also at a loss of anything else to talk about. So I just kind of brought up what the hell was going on with this, especially since the receipts from from the X happened. So okay, gonna tie my hair back, and so yeah. Now the whole like Poppy and Haley. I'm gonna stick with Haley because I have no idea how the hell she wants Noeh pronounced. So I'm just gonna go with Haley. Poppy referred to her as Haley in in her latest YouTube upload, or at least last night's latest YouTube upload, and even referred to the ill-fated trip, right? So yeah, Poppy showed. So like I said, it was briefly mentioned yesterday around noon. So um, and it was briefly mentioned yesterday around noon, and coincidentally around the time I'll get to it in the timeline, like around the time that I discovered Gayfesh's tweets, and um, and um, and then almost 24 hours later, Poppy responds to it in the drama posting channel on Catboy Ranch, and um, and things are said, and a couple hours after that, a Catboy Ranch friend of mine DM'd me and via Discord and asked to bring her up to speed since she's not sure what the hell just happened. So, okay, I say, now I'm not 100% sure, but the timeline I figured out seems to be Poppy and Noah Flake slash Haley were online dating for about 4 months, had plans to see each other in December. 2, Haley broke up with her the day before Poppy and I think Zaina were scheduled to leave for the visit from out of state. Poppy begged Haley not to break up, as evidenced by the screens that later surfaced, resulting in Haley eventually caving in. The visit happened. Apparently, sex was had. The next day, Haley then restated that she wanted to be broken up, seemingly with hopes that it would take being done in person, that it would take hold, like the breakup would finally take hold after, while being done in person, since over text, Poppy wouldn't accept it the first time. Then a week or so had passed after Poppy returned to Michigan and claimed on Twitter, I hate, and yeah, the more I think about it, so the trip happened on the 22nd, according to the screens. And so like this was like barely 2 weeks ago, like if that these allegations, that Poppy made against Haley surfaced on Twitter. Like this was barely 2 weeks ago. It was shortly before I got to the motel room. So like 2 weeks ago at most, more like a week and a half ago, right? Nifty thing, that fire, giving me a nice timeline on which to, determine when internet dramas happen, right? Okay, anyway. So more like a couple weeks passed after Poppy returned to Michigan, and Poppy, then claimed on Twitter that Haley essayed via deception and encouraged her friends and other followers to do a copy pasta campaign against Haley. Eventually, about 2 days before today, so yeah, that would be on the 16th, according to the Twitter posts I was looking at just before the stream. So on the 16th, Haley leaked screens, or maybe it was the 15th, I don't know, 15th or 16th, Haley leaked screens backing up the idea that it wasn't essay by deception, since the screens at least seemed to suggest Poppy had actually badgered Haley into unbreaking up and coming to see Poppy at the hotel room, etc., etc. Ergo, Haley's consent wasn't freely given, nor apparently retractable, etc., referring to the FRIES model of consent on, the FRIES acronym from the Planned Parenthood website. And after the screens leaked, I guess other ex-partners of Poppy have since come to Haley. Farron, who I was reading some stuff from yesterday, who I didn't even know about until yesterday, and maybe Gayfesh. Now, I might have been incorrect here, and I'm going to get to that in a second. So I'm just reading the timeline I sent to a friend. and then like gave Fesh's DMs with Poppy, or that he leaked, with similar stories of manipulation from Poppy. And I only found out yesterday, at being, yeah, the 17th, about everything but Poppy's side. So, like, I knew about Poppy's side for like the last week and a half ish, until yesterday when the screens leaked. When I got to the screen, when I finally saw the screens, and yesterday, but first I saw Sage. Now, Sage is a very well known in this kind of, queer, alt queer streamer circle. Um, she's based out of state, but in a state that borders on Michigan, which could be one of three. Um, so I believe she's pretty open on what state she's in, but I'm just like, but yeah, like, and I think she's in like a poly triad with, but an open triad with Zayn and Poppy. So, after Sage posted to Twitter that Fesh is now on the shit lists, and knowing that Poppy, Zaina, and Fesh were previously tight, I went to his Twitter to see what the hell happened and found the screens. Around the same time I was checking Fesh's Twitter, I guess someone said something briefly about it in CBR drama posting, and Fesh responded. It stopped being a topic in drama posting very shortly after. Like, it was just like one of those, like, blink you'll miss it, like 10 minutes tops of like people going back and forth, and then it was just like, and it wasn't even like a serious it wasn't even like a really heated back and forth. It was just like a few messages, and people seemed to like move on within 10 minutes tops, right? So like I said, it stopped being a topic in drama posting very shortly after. So then, out of boredom, but also wanting something to talk about during my own stream last night, again, reading the timeline, I read the public Twitter posts about it and added the link to last night's stream to the CBR drama posting shortly after I woke up today, the 18th. So we're looking at about like 11:30-ish. I could look at the timestamps, but I don't feel like it, right? I don't feel like going to Catboy Ranch drama posting channel right now. Then coincidentally, around the same time I shared the link, Poppy dragged up, and I was mistaken. It wasn't Fesh's comment, but somebody else who said something in the Catboy Ranch drama posting channel. So like, she responded to the stuff nearly 24 hours after the topic had already been dropped, and doubled down on her claims of being essayed. I responded to Poppy's sudden interest in shit that people forgot about yesterday in the Discord in question with, okay, but the screens look damning. And then I shared one of the public Twitter posts with the screen caps. Then Poppy responded to me saying, well, Zizi and I have our own screens that prove what I say. No, I won't share. I'm just telling you that they exist. Trust me, because they do. And, to paraphrase. And then I responded, to paraphrase, okay, if they exist, then present them. If you don't want to present them, which is your right, what was the point in dragging this back up the day after it was dropped and then claiming you have evidence that supports your side? Okay, so then I continue to my friend. Like I said, in drama posting, I think Poppy and Zaina seem perfectly likable, and the screens that made it public don't look good. But the screens that made but the screens that made it to public don't look good, and doubling down on, whilst both A, claiming to have evidence, and B, refusing to share the evidence, makes her version look even worse somehow. I'm having the damnedest time confirming the others have surfaced who say Poppy was okay. So this is what I said earlier before I found out. Just like, this is what I said around like several hours ago, but like within the last hour, I finally found what people are talking about with the others have surfaced. So that's now irrelevant. And then I shared my friend the Gayfesh tweet in question, and I zipped too far back. And then they, say, just to paraphrase, that she really likes Zane and Poppy's channel, but this definitely doesn't look good. These screens coming to light, and also, why would somebody, especially somebody who is a mental health professional, like, this is her job. She has clients. She says this on stream so many times. Why would a mental health professional who you would like to think would know better willingly have sex with somebody who said just like a day or two before that they wanted to break up? I respond, right? Maybe I would have done that when I was stupid and still in my early 20s, but I'm in my mid 40s, and Poppy is only a year or so younger than I am. It's embarrassing to be acting like this, and even more so embarrassing when some have called her out on having poor judgment at the very least, and she goes all, "Excuse me? I've got BPD. I can't help it." And it's like, no, she's just using this as an excuse to get away with bad behavior. Um, and then as I thought a little bit more about stuff, it occurred to me that that this all came up, that these allegations came up less than a week, like, because like New Year's Eve, there was um, a couple of other streamers who um, decided to celebrate New Year's Eve by having some kind of paneled discussion. One of them says it's not a debate, but okay, a panel discussion about whether or not Keffels actually was essayed by her own ex. So, for those of you who might be a little bit oh, now I'm looking at the chat. Argyle Dinosaur says, "I don't know what I missed, but I'm here now for a little bit." Oh, thanks so much. But yeah, if you have time to kill, um, I want to say it's a little bit before halfway through yesterday's stream. I just it turned into an accidental um 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 turned in accidentally turned into a stream about a local-ish drama. This is another streamer, and I know she lives in Michigan, I believe, closer to Detroit than I am. Confused by all these names. Yeah, it's a thing. It really is. So let's see. I'm going to wait. Where did I? Hold on. I had a thought. Okay, so I was looking at this, and then I don't know why that scrolled back up. Oh, right. Okay, that's what I was thinking of. Okay, so I'm going to play a short clip um from I'm going to play a short clip from Keffel's own stream about this. That, like I said, people decided, some of them on New Year's Eve, to ring in the new year, to ring in 2024 by having a panel discussion over whether or not Keffels was actually essayed by her own ex, and with Oh, right. Okay, I saw that. Never mind. Okay, so, um, yes, I was watching um, riff tracks. So, okay, go to live, let the thing do the thing, and okay, here's the one that I brought up. Oh, wait. Okay, and we um okay, this is the allegations that Kethel's ex has made against her, but as was seen, where we and then we get to Twitter nonsense, and no, that's from Catboy Ranch. We got more at um between. Oh wait, no, this is Kethel's with her current partner. Okay, this is the same current partner. Um, well, here we go. More Keffels and the ex in question. More receipts that Keffels has with to show that you know right. Okay, this is Twitter, but yeah, like more stuff with that clearly, like I said, like you know Keffels came prepared to defend herself. Now, the reason Keffels did this by having this whole stream, I was bad thing, and or I was verbed with bad thing, and all that was because um, uh, oh wait, do we see it here? No, no, we probably don't see the Twitter thing. You know what? I want. Wait, God damn it! I always this thing, God damn it. Okay, okay. Name Keffels. I've told you who Keffels was. I've recommended Keffels many a time. Okay, so as I said, and hopefully the audio picked up, but we've got Beats with the X, and then we've got Twitter with the X, and but again, like some of it is receipts, showing all the BS that X is saying about Keffels. Um, some stuff with Keffels and a current partner, and some more stuff with Keffels and her current partner, and this is some stuff from I think a I forget. It's one of the essay helpline kind of things, I think. But again, more texts between Keffels and her ex, who abused her. More texts between Keffels and her ex, who abused her. Like the being prepared to defend herself. Now, the reason she had to defend herself is because let me take a oh gosh, that's right. That's right. I found a rabbit folio, and real quick, I'm open up yet another tab. You know what? I'll close, and so for now, this one. At the very least, so things are easier to read. So share this one instead, and we get to see all this stuff come up. Hmm. G-N-E-A-S. Okay, you know what? Will okay, I've seen them before. Okay, it was okay. Okay, so this is Schizo Bailey tweeting that it was which got spread by someone named Sundays, who's this person, which then got retweeted by Xander Hall. Now, Xander Hall has a huge audience as a streamer on YouTube when compared to Keffels. In fact, Xander Hall and Keffels had he was in the top 3 of shared audiences with Keffels until all of this happened last month. And as we see the date stamps, this was on September 27th. This was on the 15th. Do we see much here? But okay. No, of course, everybody deleted their replies because, yep, post deleted by author. Oh, and somebody who's blocked me. Okay. Oh, wait, never mind. That's Xander Hall. And he's had me blocked for a couple of years. People think it might be, it might have just been blockchain nonsense, but yeah, I'm having a hard time. I don't know where else to look for the photo, because see, Sundays here, they are such a butt smoocher of Xander Hall's, and it's funny because the thing that Xander Hall retweeted was first the allegation from Keffel's ex, who even though we saw her name on screen, I will refer to as A because of some nonsense that I don't want to contribute to too much anyway, or but yeah, she likes to do intimidation tactics. I'll just put it that way, and I don't have the time for that. But yeah, like Sunday's response, like Sunday's took down the stuff that she retweeted from A. I'm assuming she anyway. But Sundays took down the stuff that was retweeted from A, like during Keffel's. I was R-verbed during this stream, like the receipts came, and Sundays was like, oh my god, the receipts look real, oh shit, and yeah, she took down everything she'd retweeted. And now I'd seen this a few weeks prior. A bunch of us on Keffel's Discord had seen this a few weeks prior. Althea's receipt, the ex's receipts, was a photograph of a handwritten note, and this handwritten note was allegedly things that Keffels allegedly shouted at the ex in question. And and before the stream even happened, like a bunch of us at the Catboy Ranch Discord, in the drama posting, were just mocking the receipts A brought to Twitter, the handwritten note, and of course, like, no, it was during the stream. It was during the stream. Sundays was saying, oh, but proof looked real. I'm like, yeah, it's a photo of a handwritten note. Of course it looks real because you can see the note in the photo. Yeah, but so we're like kind of mocking this in drama posting on the Discord, and like somebody even like went and got like I don't know, like tore a sheet of legal paper off of a pad and wrote down on the paper, I am a Hamburglar, signed Kufel. I don't know how I think it's all about a striped sweater she wore once in a photo, but like there's this big meme on the Discord about how Keffels is the Hamburglar. So, but yeah, like somebody had wrote down like on a pad of paper, tore the sheet off and wrote down I am Hamburglar, signed Kufel, and then like took a photo of it. And then said, look what was just slipped under my door. Because, I mean, it was a handwritten note. Like this is now, like this was the level of evidence that A was bringing to the table, and yet people are so deranged in their hatred of Keffels that they were willing to believe a handwritten note was proof of anything. like like the things I have written down like on paper just absentmindedly. I'm like, God damn, if somebody thought that was evidence of anything, I I don't know. It just seems stupid. But it got boosted by Xanderhall, who I want my seaweed snacks. But, it got boosted by Xanderhall, who had a huge crossover audience with Keffels until fairly recently. He's been bleeding subscribers since this, especially since this. He's been bleeding subscribers a little bit longer than that, because of an argument that they'd been in about who she's allowed to be friends with. And while many people on the Discord are saying, that's kind of stupid. Adults shouldn't really be telling other adults who to be friends with. Like at some age, your mom isn't even allowed to tell you who to be friends with. And I would even argue, with rare exception, your parents really shouldn't tell you who to be friends with as a child. Like I said, with a rare exception, but it's like that just seems so screwed up. And here's the funny part is Poppy even went on stream sometime during this. In fact, yes, she did actually. So, because I saw that last night. Zena and Poppy. So, here's the funny thing is, really, we're going to take, okay. So, when that all thing happened with, yeah, so, oh my gosh. Wait, oh no, that says for me. Okay. Okay. I think, okay, there we go. So, about 3 weeks ago, so a little over a week after it first happened, on Twitter, when it did, was Actually, like this was just when it was uploaded. I don't remember when it was, but but yes, about like 3 to 4 weeks ago, um, Xander Hall. Yeah, so about let's say at this point about 4 to 5 weeks ago, Xander Hall and Keffels, bum, just like they had a falling out as friends, and I remember watching this, but you know what? Let's watch this at 1.25 because this is the funny part. This is the funny part here. Playback speed. One. The Dick Rider was inside Zan the whole time. Wouldn't that be the Dick was inside? Okay. Uh, so like the Dick Rider was inside Zan the whole time, and they're riding on. So whose dick was the Dick Rider riding? Interesting times we live in. In fact, I think I saw a couple videos about that recently. Hamburger was amazing. Yes, he burgles the hams. You know, Pickles has admitted that, and Pickles has admitted McDonald's is her go-to comfort food, so she really isn't beating those hamburger allegations. I drink chocolate milk out of the carton if I damn well want to. I'm a grown up. My mom's dead. Nobody can tell me what to do. Damn right. I should put that on a t-shirt. Many people would buy that t-shirt. No, I said on saying that he's bisexual. Oh, it went on a little bit longer. Like I said, here we go. As we see, Poppy has said that Keffels is allowed to be friends with whoever she wants to. Okay, that that is interesting. That is very interesting. So, because here we go. Here we go. This tab instead. Ah, this this is funny. So this is um Sage. This is the triad partner I mentioned earlier in stream, who has decided that um who is in the thing. Oh, she deleted it because Um, at least as of yesterday, because I'm not seeing it now. Something. Show more. Okay. None of these DMs show what you and others are editorializing them to. So these are the DMs that we went over yesterday. I'm going to have to take a stance here. This isn't. It is not coercion to try and convince someone to give a relationship a second chance. This is that is not what happened. This was these as we see as we'll refresh here in a minute. That is not what happened. That is not what happened. This kind of shit is the exact kind of obfuscation that allows actual abuse to fester. There is a fucking difference between if you do X, I'll KMS, and what you are doing increases my suicidal ideation. Oh my gosh, that is a difference without a distinction. So the DMs in question was let's just jump to this one. You know, we can fix it. The relationship. We are sorry because Poppy also claims to have DID. Noah Flake. It's over. I do love you. What love is left there? It's so broken and shattered. Poppy, love, please, we can fix this. I am coming to see you tomorrow. Noah Flake, no, we can't. Poppy, I can't even refund the hotel now. Please, give us the weekend. We can fix this. Please, we beg you. Talk to us. We overreacted. It was too much at once. Please, please. Like, I know, like, and like this is badgering. This is badgering. This is not, like taking, even a day to, like let heads cool down and saying, and coming up later and saying, hey, I want to give this a second chance. No, this is badgering. This is badgering. That is low-key coercion. Like, it's not like drugging somebody and, or or minor influencing levels of coercion, but it is a form of coercion. Like, look, somebody responds to Sage. Both are abusive responses to a breakup. Aren't these individuals involved in therapy? This type of messy response is bizarre given the circumstances. Involving third parties in the drama, like Gayfish, is inexcusable, and airing these grievances shows a lack of dignity. It's disappointing. That's my first time reading that, and as I apparently I am like not the most. Oh wait, no, here it is. This is it. That's right. That's right. So remember, in what did Poppy say? I'm not going to try to control people's friends. So again, we go to say a very well-known, partner in the relationship between Zane and Poppy, saying, fuck it, we're no longer burning bridges, we're nuking them. I have had to prevent one too many attempts in the last few weeks, and I'm fucking exhausted from it. None of you are getting a pass. If you're found to be following any of these accounts, you will be blocked on every platform I can find. No excuses. Sage, because I guess Sage now has DID too, I guess, deserves some fucking rest. Trans-Persian. Jara Ray Cloud. Admiral Pack Aztec Tunes, Azor Dormesire, Noah Flake, Hella Vitrum, The Quolden, Please Tie My Shoe. That's a cute username. Lego Maniacs, something something. Sammy Ray Gray, Gayest Fesh, and seeing him on this list was what got me down a rabbit hole yesterday that I'm continuing tonight. Farron is tired. Dalitha MW, this is non-negotiable. Oh wait, oh there we go. Show this tab instead. I keep doing that. Frickin' restream. So yeah, here we go. Here we go. Is Sage Alexis a partner of Poppy and Xena's, saying in no uncertain terms, you are not allowed to be following any of these accounts, including presumably if you are actual friends with them. This is non-negotiable. So yes, even if you are actual friends with these people, apparently. So you're not allowed to pick other people's friends for them until it offends me. Until your friendship with these people offends me and those close to me. This is not these are not serious people. Like what the hell? What is even going on here? Like this is somebody who is you know what? You know what? Let's see who's still following ASFesh, because I know, besides myself, because oh, and 39 others who I follow. So let's see, these other people follow Gayest Fesh. Let's see. We've got Ellen DeGenerate, Nominal Naomi, Mixed Dizzy, Eco Fish, Velvet, Lil Twisty, Matthew Wolf, Cherry Bread TV, Pillow, Keffels. Oh, let's see. Uh who does Sage here still, right? No exceptions? No exceptions. This is non-negotiable. This is non-negotiable. Who else does Sage Alexis follow? You know? Let's see. Also followed by, oh, what? Wait, that's not telling me who Sage follows. Sage following. Who is following? Okay, let's see. These are not people I follow. Let's see. Oh, let's see. We've got Naomi Chance, a different Naomi. Biden. Oh, but wait. Hold on. Wait, now did she say follow? Did she say block? I think she said block. So wait. Yep. If you are found to be following any of these accounts, you will be blocked on every platform she can find. So if you are blocked by somebody, allowed to follow you. So that means that all these followers who are still following Gayfesh, like some of these, like Ellen DeGenerate is still following Gayfesh. Mixed Dizzy is still following Gayfesh. Velvet is still Listy, also still following Gayfesh. So is a Pillow, and Keffel still following Gayfesh. Why are these people not blocked? Why are they not blocked, Sage? Huh? Oh, or is it because it is advantageous to let these users follow you? Is that it? Is that it? Wait, hold on. Little Twisty. Little Twisty is responding to this. A fish, because something looked familiar to me, followed by these peoples. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Little Twisty is still following Gayfish. Little Twisty is still following Gayfish. Do I want to be a complete weenus? Do I want to be a weenus? Cold Den blocked, but we were nothing but chill with each other. Well, she's a huge fucking C word, so okay, Lil Twist is still following Gayfish, as is Keffel still following him. Why aren't they blocked yet? You said no exceptions. And paste YouTube video. But yeah, let's journey this rabbit hole I discovered a little over an hour, about an hour and a half ago at this point. Let's see, I'm done being a weenus, so I'll close this one. Ah, Jesus. Oh my gosh, I need a humidifier in here. Okay. So, Zane and Poppy, Abusive Hypocrites, Master Post, last updated on 1/2, added something testimony after SFW Spaces post. Hi there, I'm Milena, Lady Diabolique's psychotic ex, and the alleged head of her League of Evil Exes. Personally, I think we're more extraordinary than evil, but that's just us having fun. Why are you doing this? Zane and Poppy on YouTube are an engaged pair of content creators who have positioned themselves and their community as a safe place for neurodivergent, traumatized, emotionally vulnerable, and queer people, including specifically being a safe space for Lily Orchard's victims and fans to escape to. Poppy is a professional licensed therapist. Xena is there. Unfortunately, while they say the right things, what they do is a completely different matter. If you're here, you want to know more. If you're here because of the Courtney Orchard situation, hopefully this will provide enough additional context to make their behavior in the situation make more sense, or as much sense as it can make. Wait, if you're here because of the Courtney Orchard, what the hell, Courtney Orchard situation? This is my first reading this. Please, oh my gosh, I should have done a little bit more research, I guess. I'm making this post to catalog the most important information about the subject, including linking to relevant documents and accounts. The goal is twofold: to protect online communities from them, to provide a space for other survivors of their abuse to feel understood and heard. Why are you waging a hate campaign against a fellow trans woman? Because this is not a hate campaign. It's a call out of P and Z's patterns of harmful and dangerous behavior. It tends to start small and then turn into something genuinely horrifying. Nobody who treats people the way that they do in private should be in any position to tell anyone what's best for their mental health, much less be regarded as authorities, models, and community leaders. We're not that big now, but Poppy is charismatic, quick on her feet with responses, and weirdly mean spirited sometimes. Somewhat of a perfect combination for the leftist political space. Even now, I know people with friends on their server who've said that those friends have been slowly getting more bitter, judgmental, and cruel. They have the potential to gain some real momentum. They're a toxic influence that will spread their genuinely harmful ideas about how relationships and boundaries work, particularly to younger people. While their usual content ranges from uniquely insightful to petty drama squabbles, those segments aren't the issue. These concerns come up when they're discussing their personal lives, sometimes even making it into their main segments and published videos. More thoughts at the end, including my motivations. Keep reading. Um, oh, right. I'll be updating this post with additional content as it's published, so please check back to my page for the most up-to-date version, which I'll leave pinned. Please take time reading through these. It's emotionally difficult content, and there's a lot of it, so please prioritize taking care of yourself. It gets worse than you think. Feel free to reach out with any asks. Barring confidentiality agreements, I'm an open book. Also, I've got a searchable index of everything they've ever said on stream. Tell me what you're looking for. I'll let you know where it pops up with timestamps and potentially maybe telling you where to find it, not where. Major posts. My goal with these posts is to provide as much context and evidence as possible. So please remember to take care of yourself if you need to and take a break. It's a wild ride full of upsetting behavior. Um, P and Z Abusive Hypocrites Part 1 Milena, my account of the conflict that ended my relationship with Poppy and Zaina. Abusive Hypocrites Part 2 in progress. Oh gosh. Um sure. Dun. I promised full context and I'll be thread to track my posts as I make them. I would not be making this public if they didn't turn it into content after painting me as some unstable, toxic psycho to the server after I left for space. Um, okay. That's this thing. Um, I realized I forgot Zayn and Poppy, abusive hypocrites. I realized I forgot to share the completed Twitter thread here. Edit, I forgot how much Elon has broken the site since I made this thread. So here's the whole thing in a Google Doc. Again, it's long and potentially triggering if you've been through similar stuff. So take care of yourself and come back to it in pieces if you need to. I used headers properly so you can use the outline on the left to jump to where you left off. My inbox is open for any questions. Zayn and Poppy are a couple who brand themselves as a safe haven for neurodivergent and traumatized queer people. Including many younger ones. Their community isn't a safe space, especially for the vulnerable people that they attract. They then date people within that community and their volunteers, blurring the lines between romantic and server admin roles. Oh dear. This Twitter thread is a comprehensive compendium of screenshots and context to the situation from my perspective. Some parts are even optional. I figured people would be curious about anything I left out and why, so I just included them. It's personal and gets increasingly hard to read, so please take a break if you need to and find your place again later using this master thread. Content warning, abuse, neglect, invalidation, Darvo, if you know, you know. I don't have any real presence here, but I figure if people look up the words Zaina and Poppy abuse or something like that, they can at least see this as an example of what P and Z think is reasonable in a relationship. This consistent this is consistent with how they've shown a pattern of acting inappropriately and dismissing it as a product of their diagnoses. And please try to read through all of it because the serious stuff starts around day 5. I know it's a lot, but please. Oh gosh. People need to know. The people joining their server and showing interest in Poppy need to know. Poppy's not the good person she tries to be. Zaina makes sure of it and is far worse than Poppy's ever been. Oh god, it's all in the screenshots. Feel free to reach out with any questions. Thanks, Google Doc version. Okay. Well, in for a penny, in for a pound, right? And I can close that. It's public if they didn't turn their content. Sut mae'n gweithio? Defnyddio media docs gyda'i gilydd. Ddim. Ddim. I promised text, and I'll be using this thread to track my posts as I make them. I would not be making this public if they didn't turn it into content after painting me as some unstable, toxic psycho into the server after I left for space. It can be a lot. I'm breaking it up to make it easier to come back to in pieces. The earlier pieces are tamer, but quickly ramp up to truly inexcusable treatment. I'm providing it all for full context, but if you want to see the real offenses, start at day 5. The way we were and the conflict that broke us. Important background context. I said I would share the full context. It is time. There's a lot to go through, so I'll split it up and mark them in a master thread. There are bits of info that I'd like to include for clarity, but the full text of which is largely supplemental. I'll specify when. This is to make sure that if someone doubts my interpretation, they can see the original text and decide for themselves. Okay, so this sounds like she's got receipts. If they don't want to read all of that, please feel free to skip it. I want to provide context to how we were before, then go to the initial conflict. This is just before everything started. We'd been friends for months, and I had been a close confidant for Poppy for over 2 at that point. Okay, so close confidant of Poppy's for about 2 months, or over 2 months, she says. Note how supportive and warm Zaina was. My role in their lives was positive, my support helpful. Then came the initial conflict. Yep, this is receipts. Okay, Zaina Bunny. If it was a psychological trigger, she likely would have worked through it or been able to identify it. I know it's hard to I know it's hard with long distance relationships. You really do help Poppy. I know it's hard that you can't do more, but just to know that even you just being there for her is still helping. Then Ms. Milena. I know, or at least I think I know. I just always wish I could do more, but that's just me. Zaina Bunny. Well, I will remind you that you're important anytime, because you are, Ms. Milena. Caretaking is a thing for me. I feel like after everything I've been through, I've had kind of a reset on understanding how to engage with it. So I kind of need to relearn how to moderate. Uh, uh, okay, reply with a hug emoji of sorts. Zaina Bunny, you're important to us, to both of us. You're important to us both. Yeah, yeah, you're important to us both. Probably would have been better. God, I'm such a dork. Re- re- Correcting people's grammar on stream uh, via screen and screenshots. You really do make our lives better. Ms. Milena, a blushy emoji, Zaina Bunny. And as far as caretaking, the stuff that Poppy and I deal with isn't something that can simply be fixed. So we really on people to so we rely on people to keep being there and to keep working through stuff with us. You being you and continuing to show up really does mean the world. Um, you know what? I'm going to seriously. Okay. Copy. Restream. Ah. Oh, I missed Lucifer logging off. Uh, it is officially well past bedtime. Must bid adieu. Good night, party people. Good night yourself. Though I missed you and you said good night looking at this about 10 minutes ago. Oh, wait, no. No, no, no. This says 59. That's just, oh, about 5 minutes ago. Okay. Um, if you weren't here yesterday, the um the clock on my laptop is like permanently 7 minutes fast, and I don't know how to fix it. But you know, the timestamps on like Discord and the chat that I'm seeing via Restream, that's the correct time. So so yeah, like I said, the clock on my laptop is permanently 7 minutes fast. I don't know why. I don't know how to fix it. So so yeah. Okay. Let's whoa. Okay, and now another yeah, the okay, so zoom in on this one. Zaina Bunny, you're important to both of us. You really do make our lives better. Day one, these screenshots are from the volunteer editor's chat. These are supplemental, but give context for my initial conflict with Xena. ELDR. One of the editors made some casual comments in DMs to Poppy about a video she was editing, as well as asking about raising her rates. Okay. Oh, gosh. Oh, she's got receipts. These are hella receipts. Jeez. Okay. Some casual comments in DMs to Poppy about videos she was editing, as well as asking about raising her rates. Okay, okay. So this is like additional context for things. If you disagree with fundamental concepts on the channel, such as inclusivity, offense v harm, etc., You shouldn't be working for us. What the hell? We need to talk about a few things, starting with pricing. I'll be frank, I cannot pay what Redacted, and I am frustrated with her offering so much because it has thrown things off because it thrown off thing is thrown off things because we had a relatively simple setup. There is no reason why we Redacted should be paying differently unless the content is different, but it still needs to be within reason. I propose a sit down to discuss the rates for editors. While bonuses are fine, paying far over what others can on a regular basis throw off things both with priorities and asking rates of the editor pool. People need to think about this before they just throw out numbers. I will be posting screenshots of the channel's income to illustrate that in a second. What the? Oh my gosh. Um. Okay, so this is in response to DMs. There was no reason for this to be made public. Jesus fuck. At least if you are tech support for my stupid okay. Um. Also on the drive. Okay. Sage Alexis saying in response to Poppy, I think this entirely more than fair, and yeah, like Redacted also on the Jesus Christ. At Zane and Poppy have a habit of reacting first and processing later. They were dealing with a lot, before resolving the issue in private with the editor, then bringing the conclusions to chat, Poppy just unleashed this ultimatum. The tone of it was jarring. As one of the editors, it felt really intense to suddenly read something like this. I reached out in the group chat I had with Xana and Poppy to ask more and check on them. This is important because of my final message here. I explicitly ask what form of support they would like. Ms. Milena, yo, can I ask what happened to prompt that message to the editors? From what was said, I'm assuming that I'm not the problem cog, but my brain would like reassurance. Zizi, nope, not you. Redacted has issues with basic things that we believe in and advocate for. She took that to just Poppy in DMs. Frank, okay. All right, is there something I missed that I skimmed over here? Okay, while bonuses are, um, I'll be posting, okay, channel income. The second thing I need to discuss some things that are going to be a big deal breaker going forward. The whole point of being a volunteer for the channel is that you believe in the work that Zina and I do. That desire to see the work out there is supposed to be the driving force of volunteering, not just payment. If this is just a gig, I do not want you to volunteer. If you disagree with us on a take, that is fine. But if you disagree with fundamental concepts on the channel, such as inclusivity, offense v harm, etc., you shouldn't be working for us. Full stop. Should they be minor issues, those disagreements should never come into discussions about editing and volunteering unless you are recusing yourself from a video. bringing these concepts up to me on is grounds to not assign that video or videos to that editor because I have concerns about implicit biases creeping into the editing process, not to mention the above problem with volunteering. That shit needs to be put aside when you edit our videos, and disagreements need to be saved for after the video has been out for at least a week. I say a week because the immediate pressure after a video comes out and dealing with comments and Twitter is stressful. My answers to you in DMs will be pressured. What? Will be pressured, irritated, and terse before and a week after that video comes out, especially if it is between 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. EST because I am at work. It is not productive, but beyond that, let me be very direct. I have multiple relationships with several of you. Redacted block, redacted. But at least 3 of you are tech support for my stupid ass. I don't mind these multiple relationships because I believe you all are mature adults that can separate out which role you are in currently, but please understand, I have to be aware of this shit constantly because I am one of the cohorts of the show in a sexual slash quasi-sexual relationship with some of you. No, don't mix work in this. Don't mix work in this. Don't do that. That is asking for this. Shit, a lot of times I even, advocate don't mix work and friendship. It just I've seen too many friendships end over work stuff. And that is nothing to say about the potential for parasocial relationships. Please do me the courtesy of doing the same and being aware of which role you are playing and at what time. If that can be done, not only does the foundation project fail in utero, but it means I have to start limiting the number of relationships I have with each of you, and I don't want to have to do. Yes, you should want to have to do that because these are people who are working for you. You should want to have to do that. Like, there's a reason that, and that Geffels, says she all but refuses to ever bring, her current partner onto stream. I mean, I've gotten the impression that it's like not one of those things that is like hard set in stone, but she says that she's not going to bring Ellen as a regular feature onto the show for reasons like this. Like blurring work and this is just like no. You should want to have to limit the the sexual and quasi-sexual relationships with people who are working for you. That is a recipe for disaster. Look, I am not trying to intimidate or hurt anyone's feelings, but I need people to be aware of this because the ball has now been dropped a few times. I do not want to have to go back to throwing together shit-made videos in Shotcut, but I will if that means clearer relationships. Well, maybe, and Sageless also echo. Sage says also echo the sentiments about volunteering and disagreements. What the fuck? Okay, whatever. Okay. So yeah, the tone was jarring. As one of the editors, it felt really intense to okay, so back here. Zizi, nope, not you. Redacted has issues with basic things that we believe in and advocate for. She took that to just Poppy in DMs. Frankly, if I have to learn how to do video editing myself, I will, because at this point, I really do need to. I really do need there to be a line and actual consequences for when people target Poppy alone and erase me. Ms. Milena, sigh. Sorry, love. Zizi hugs. Poppy, the big issue is that Redacted thought it was appropriate to try and debate me uh, about the anti-theism video while also saying she wanted to work on the anti-theism video, and I think that's a conflict of interest. Azizi's take is that by combining these two things, not only is it to the conflict of interest, but now it should be involving them, which I agree with because now it's channel issue. This is on top of the fact that she had messaged before she went to bed last night and asked to increase rates, most likely because Redacted offered her a significantly higher amount because Redacted afforded that. Ms. Milena, are you looking for my opinion or input on the situation, or do you just need support and comfort right now? Um, what kicked the situation into high gear, though, was Zaina's response to the editor in chat, where they decided that it was appropriate to call the editor out by name in the volunteer chat. This editor is a beast and does the majority of editing for the channel. Zaina ignores that. Uh, um, uh, I'm not reciting that whole goofy nickname. Zaina, Redacted, calls out editor by name. I need to be clear about something. Your behavior crossed a massive line for me and broke my boundaries too. Okay. It was inappropriate of you to take your issues with stuff said in videos solely to Poppy in personal DMs. I understand that you're friends with my partner, but this is exactly how Poppy gets targeted for harassment and I get erased. In our line of work, harassment can and does come from our in our line of work, harassment can and does come from our friends. What? Come from our Did they mean come for our friends? Or did they literally mean come from our friends? I I I wish I knew. If you have problems with our videos, then it comes to both of us. No excuses. I do not feel comfortable with you on the editor team after this behavior. This isn't a decision by just my feelings at the moment. Redacted. I don't have you added as a friend. Why and moreover, how would I come to you about a disagreement? Because, on Discord, you have to have somebody added as a friend um, to DM them, or at least that's one of the settings. If I think so. Um, I know I get some message requests in addition to friend requests, and I think, um, and I think in the settings, you can you can set to only get message requests um, from friends. Um, okay, so if Redacted doesn't have Zaina added as a friend, and then and Zaina the doesn't have their um, their profile set to accept messages from non-friends, then yeah, like that would make sense. So, okay. You're both making mountains out of molehills. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I don't have you as a friend. Why? And moreover, how would I come to you about a disagreement? You're both making mountains out of molehills. Nobody is being harassed here. I just disagreed with something that Poppy specifically said. I hadn't even watched the video enough to know what your thoughts were by that point. You claiming I violated your boundaries is incredibly silly. I wasn't disagreeing with you, and if you want to call that erasure, be my guest. But I don't think that's a valid excuse given the context of me literally not knowing to disagree with it. Right now, you're injecting yourself into a fight between me and your partner slash my friend and putting me on blast in a space that is meant to be for working purposes. Didn't say anything about Poppy's post because she didn't make it personal and it wasn't relevant, and my piece was said privately. You are the one violating my boundaries by outing who the issue is about and why. I understand wanting to defend your partner, but this is silly and out of line, and you both need to calm down. You are both antagonizing the person who's done the most work for you because of me bluntly time, disagreeing at the wrong time for your tastes. Which sounds fair. That really does sound fair. Uh, Zaina, let me be clear. You have always had access to me, you just didn't use it. If you read any of the rules on the server and hit the emoji to get in here, then you should know better. We have an entire system to start tickets. I am not going to stay silent about people acting inappropriately and DMS to my partner. Redacted. I'm not going to argue with you about her or her about this. Piece said. End of discussion. Xena, this is not a public chat anyway. Um, so it's the section of the server for work chat. It's the section of the server for work chat, like, that's public enough. Xena, let me be clear myself. I am the other half of this channel. Just because my partner generally handles organizing this section of the server doesn't mean that I'm not here. You have been here long enough where you should know better. We multiple times and in multiple videos that both Poppy and I need to be addressed on issues. I am not going to hide when this happens. We just dealt with a situation. They got I think that got extremely bad in part because Poppy and I let everyone have their privacy out of respect. Again, this behavior turns into harassment and does actual harm to Poppy. This behavior also does very real damage to mine and my partner's relation. That's such clunky grammar. I know people do that commonly, but does very real damage to mine and my partner's relationship. These issues fester in the background and come up with really strange times. Come up at really strange times. I am going hard and firm right now. These issues cause very real harm to people. If you do not think that I belong on messages where you have issues with our content, then you do not belong here, period. If anyone's behavior is not up to standards, then they will not be on this team. You are not the only person on this team. There are a lot of people who have helped make this channel work. This is a volunteer position. Poppy, I am pausing this conversation until we can sit down and discuss this in voice chat. People are heated and are saying things that are not helpful. The tone is tyrannical and intense. There's no, hey, we're both people, let's talk this over, just a rageful iron fist. Still, at the time, I just saw people getting upset and things getting out of control outside of the private conversation that should have happened. Later, we hopped into the private chat room reserved for the polycule and close friends called Lovely People. Remember that. They like to vent in that chat, so they brought up the situation with the editor who I was friends with. Poppy shared the screenshots of their DMs. This is one of two parts I can't provide proof for because it was over VC. I asked if they wanted me to respond as I read or if they wanted me to finish reading first. They said to respond as I went. What I read felt like a blurring of lines between the work/friend roles. I said that it seemed like a basic misunderstanding. I mentioned that the editor is autistic, as am I, so it would be simple as having a conversation to establish future guidelines, and it would be fine. Poppy argued that I was missing context from later in the messages. She also said I was being biased because I was friends with the editor. This is a consistent issue with them. If you disagree with them, it's invalid because of bias or ignorance, not because they could be wrong. However, the point that blew this up was me saying that the editor thought things worked differently from how uh, P and Z preferred it, so any exclusion of Zena was unintentional. Zena is extremely sensitive to being excluded. It comes up in videos. Hashtag no Zizi erasure. So they jumped on me. They leaned in towards the camera and began aggressively getting in my face, shouting about how it's never intentional and this always happens, and how I was just dismissing it. I tried to de escalate, but Xena kept. This is the beginning of all of this. I need to stress, despite the signs, up until this point, Xena had been a 100% safe person in my book. Now they were attacking me with no indication of pulling back. I asked if they could take it down a couple of notches. I said that I needed them to stop yelling at me. Hela even asked for a yellow light to slow things down twice. She can verify this. They continued, insisting that I didn't understand and that the things I was saying didn't matter. I asked if I should keep reading because it felt like I wasn't allowed to disagree with them. Poppy assured me that that wasn't the case, just that this was sensitive for Xena. I had to go because my dad had just arrived to hang out for the evening, but something inside of me was unsettled. The way that Xena had refused to back down, no matter how peacefully I tried to express that they were upsetting me, triggered deeply rooted trauma. This trauma spans incidents over decades, including numerous romantic relationships, familial relationships, and, most pointedly, an incident with a former sexual partner and potential Dom, where they had an increasingly severe BPD episode that culminating in them SAing me. I will assume this is narcissistic type BPD. I need to make it clear that I am not holding Xena responsible for that trauma. I'm only sharing this to express how severe and deep the triggers that this tapped into are and how deeply it affected me. After my dad left, I tried to join a group voice chat with them in it. I couldn't. This is from my chat with P and Z. Things are still largely supportive at this point, but it's important context. I also want to point out some things, starting at the bottom of the first image. Okay, Ms. Milena. Did Poppy go to bed? Zaina. She got offline. Ms. Milena. Okay. Zaina. I can let her know that you are here, Ms. Milena. All we need to talk we all need to talk sometime. I want to join the chat, but now it makes me feel anxious to the point of nausea. I know you were upset and that now might not be the best time, but we need to talk. I'm not your enemy, and that triggered the shit out of me. Xena, I don't mind talking now. Ms. Milena, like, I keep trying to just join, but I'm shaking and getting close to crying. Xena, we've all calmed down and sorted shit. You're not the enemy. I think you unfairly got sucked into a situation where it wasn't clear what kind of help we were needing. Okay? Elena, you can't talk to me like that. If it's not the right time, and we need to reestablish approach or something. We need to do that, but I can't handle that. This is my first time opening up since some really rough stuff, and I can't handle that. I need to know that we can recognize volatility and step away from it until we can engage with each other in a non aggressive way. I know it's irrational and we can talk it out, but what I feel right now is straight up fear. Xena, I'm sorry about being loud. It's something I am still working on. Milena, it it's a lot. And I know that's not all on you, but I just need it to be clear that I can't do that. I can't. Ooh, I am so crying right now. It was just really jarring because I see you as such a safe person. Like, I wish we could just hug it out right now, but that tapped into something, and I can't just, like, casually join a chat with multiple people in it. I'm not stable, I'm sorry. Uh, Penelope L'Enfant de Belly. Okay, this is Poppy. I'm really sorry for getting so upset. I'm still recovering from a lot of stuff, and I really wasn't trying to be aggressive. No, this is just excuses at this point. Milena, I think we just need to talk where we can reestablish a feeling of safety. I don't know when. Poppy, I think that would be a good idea because I don't want you to feel unsafe with us. Xena, I'm sorry you had to see me like that. I didn't want you in that situation with the intervention you choose. What? I'm sorry you had to see me like that. I didn't want you in that situation with the intervention you choose. Okay. Puppy. Well, and we love you too. Milena, I'm not against you even when I disagree. Zena, I also got all of my safety triggers hit. I do get 10 out of 10 angry about situations where people don't consider me. I don't mean to take that out on anyone, but that is the truth of my feelings, and I don't actually know where the volume knob is or if it exists. I'm on higher T than I was before, and I haven't been able to figure that out. Okay, this is a cop out. This is a cop out. I fucking hate it um when AFAB trans people will, who are on HRT will blame testosterone for their shit tempers. That just drives me bonkers. I have actually bet like my friend Karina has noted that I personally have been I've been a much calmer person since HRT. I mean, yeah, sometimes my temper does come out, but I have been a much calmer, much less angry person. As I said to my therapist at the last time I saw him, I don't have issues with anger management so much as I have issues with anxiety and frustration. And, you know, unfortunately, to some to a lot of outsiders, like when somebody that they're reading as as at least male enough, right? When it's somebody that's being read as, you know, a man, um, a lot of times, you know, like frustration or even anxiety can be read incorrectly as anger, um, but like I know what my own feelings are, and um, and I can recognize that I am a much less angry person now than I was before HRT, which was like about a little over 18 years ago now. I'm a much less angry person. And testosterone, like, um, yeah, I'm not going to discount the people who say that they've experienced, like, you know, more volatile moods, um, with testosterone, um, therapy for whatever reason, but it's like it's not the testosterone alone that causes this kind of anger in somebody. Like, you know, I wasn't there in the voice chat. I am um I'm reading, you know, just I'm just reading through this, and it is just it is jarring. It is something else. I Oh dear. This is this is something. But yeah, yeah. It drives me a bit mad when it drives me a bit mad when people decide that they're going to blame testosterone for their shit, you know, anger management skills. Like, no, don't do that. Don't you dare do that, you little piece. Uh, you're throwing all AFAB trans people under the bus when you do that. You're throwing us all under the bus when you do that. Just, just don't blame testosterone for your shit anger management skills. Just don't. I'm on here and I haven't been able to oh, crap. Milena, can we talk just us for a bit tomorrow, whenever you're free? The three of us, I mean. Xena, I would rather just get it done tonight. Milena, I'm kind of in a state. Oh my god, she's saying that she can't right now, and you're saying no, that's not fun for me. Let's see. Xena, Poppy is wanting to stream ASAP. We already missed an appointment with Courtney. I don't know when I'm going to be functional. My preference is to reassure you now instead of having you wait on this. Milena, well, I wouldn't say I'm functional now. Um, Smiley sweat. Just a pile of messy estrogen. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'm like, I don't like it when trans people in general blame, you know, their crap moods on HRT, but you know, it's clear that she's like, you know, trying to lighten the mood so that, you know, she can, you know, so that some kind of um what's the word I'm looking for, kitty cats? Um so that some kind of what's the word? Um so that some kind of agreement can be had. Xena and I do have drag out fights. We also make up afterward. Milena, I can't do those, not anymore. Xena, I'm not asking you to. I have had a migraine for a week that is causing dizziness and my eyesight to fail, and I'm still getting PTSD nightmares. I don't know when I'm going to be functional. I'm going to be honest, I don't know how far you not wanting to be around fighting goes. It makes me concerned for you coming out. I still have PMDD. That's a premenstrual dysphoric disorder, and I don't know when it will start. There's Milena, pleading emoji. Zena, last time it started the weekend that Sage was out, and usually I don't know until after I string together a couple of these moments. Honestly, this might be PMDD. Oh my gosh. Kitty Monk has described PMDD in one of her videos. PMDD. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, no. Live stream for PMDD. I didn't watch that. It was oh crap. It was one oh it was she did it. I'm thinking of the intro of one of her videos about Eric Cartman, because she does adult animation reviews and video essays on adult animation series. And and she did one on Cartman, and she but the intro was for a PMDD charity or PMDD awareness campaign or something that she was pitching, and I commented, and the comment got a heart from her about like, did you choose this? Did you choose to launch the PMDD fundraiser? Yeah, it was some kind of fundraiser, I think. Did you choose to launch the PMDD fundraiser because Eric was the first boy to get his period? uh, but yeah, like you're blaming your shit anger management on PMDD, and like, I'm not saying that can't be a contributing factor, but your anger management is still your issue to do. You still need to do the anger management skills. This is making excuses for shit behavior. IBM took several hours to calm down today. Ooh. For you, Milena. My main rule is that I can be there for you however you need, but the moment it starts being taken out on me, I can't. Let's go through this in some detail. Clip. And I think you unfairly got sucked into a situation where it wasn't clear what kind of help we were needing. I explicitly asked what kind of support they wanted. I asked how they wanted me to approach reading and responding to their screenshots. This isn't really big, but it is a sign that even when they're explicitly asked what they're looking for, they're bad at communicating it. Milena, you can't talk to me like that. It's not the right time. We need to reestablish. But what I feel right now is straight up fear. Okay. In hindsight, I can also see how this can be seen as an attempt at enforced behavior, but only from a deeply uncharitable perspective, which you'll see is abundant later on. Still, I'm not trying to burden them with a full trauma dump, only stating an emotional need. Poppy, really sorry for getting upset. Milena, I think I need to talk where we can reestablish safety. Poppy, I think that would be good. Blah, blah, blah. I also appreciate Poppy's immediate ownership of her part. You can feel her concern for me here. It hurts to read knowing what comes later. Xena, I also got all of my safety triggers hit, higher T than before. I would later realize how telling this part is. The truth of your feelings does not justify, I don't mean to take it out on anyone. The but feels like a dismissal of the harm inflicted, not just here, but potentially in other situations. This is how Xena operates. um, yes, Nigel? Are you trying to tell me about the state of I'm so super? I'm so super? Nigel, Nigel, Vincariat, Vincathod, Vincathan, Vincathan, Cathan Cariat. Mm-mm. Nigel, Vincathan Cariat, Phoebe, Phoebe. Mm? I speak Welsh to my cats. Not all the time, but in the hello, yes, Phoebe, Miss Phoebe. Poppy's on his stream ASAP. This also strikes me as odd. I'd already mentioned that I was nauseously anxious and crying, but Xena was pushing for the conversation to happen right then. This is the last time they express any concern for not letting / making me sit with this. This is where it starts getting rough. Xena, this isn't a disorder that I can just stop. I wasn't trying to take anything out on you. I was that upset. The stuff that the stuff THT got is stuff that nearly destroyed the channel. Milena, I understand that, but I also need you to understand that it's not a matter of the cause or intent. It's a matter of recognizing when the train's getting rolling and diverting it. Oh, the stuff that got hit. Xena, I can't. PMDD. I do not have hormones that work properly. Milena, even if I recognize it in the moment and ask you to, Xena, I do not get the calm down button. Poppy does. Milena, ought. Okay. Xena, it lasts for a moment. Milena, it's not calm down so much as step away. Xena, okay, Milena, okay, do I need to announce it or can I just hang up? Xena, you can always just leave. Milena, okay. Xena, I wrote the voice rules myself. Those still hold. Milena, do you still want to call now? Xena, I don't know what to even do now. Milena, I don't understand how this is different from a few minutes ago, but I'm also not exactly in a heightened cognitive state, so okay. Xena, because PMDD started and it just dawned on me, and the best I've got is to go in my hidey hole, and I'll see you in a week. Milena, me looking super pathetic won't help because I probably look dumb as hell, not gonna lie. Um, okay, I guess that was intended somehow. In the first shot, note how I'm starting to nervously joke. Note, we have drag out fights, as though it's normal. Note the focus on how hard things are for them as a reason to ignore how hard things are for me. I'm going to be honest, I don't know how far you not wanting to be around fighting goes. It makes me concerned for you coming out. This was a quote from Xena earlier. A couple of things here. One, the first ratcheting up fear of losing them. We'd been excited about the prospect of me visiting. I'd already bought my ticket. I was so excited to finally hold my girlfriend and hug Xena. Suddenly, any visit is in question. This scares me. Two, does this mean that visiting them inherently carries this risk? Does this mean that they were going to let me visit without warning me about this kind of situation? Is this kind of intense conflict normal for them? Do not realize it's a problem for others. Three, is this is referring to a couple of days before Sage Alexis, now public, attempt to take her own life. Oh, God. Oh, God. Yeah, I remember that. I remember when that was going down. Yeah, I'm really concerned for Sage, but at the same time, if she's pulling this, you can't be friends with people who have somehow wronged Poppy. Like no, that's busted. That's busted, and that is something that Poppy and Xena had explicitly said on their channel isn't cool. Okay. Xena, last time I heard, last time it started, the weekend that Sage was out. Uh, oh, this is referring to a couple of days before Sage Alexis, now public. Oh, gosh. Um, I was in private voice chat as a support around this incident, but I don't want to speak for her. I'll just say it's weird how this is left out of the story these days, isn't it? Milena, well, I'm glad you're doing relatively okay. I know this isn't the best response personally, but I'm surprisingly angry with Sage. Kinda worried about Rain. Really want to hug Poppy. Wish I could just help take some of this off your plate somehow. Just, I hate feeling powerless to help people I care about suffer less. Xena, be angry. How the day of her attempt when I brought up my mixed feelings about the situation that included anger at Sage, Xena's response was be angry. Oh gosh. I'll just, wow. I know this isn't the best response personally, but I'm surprisingly angry with Sage. Be angry. How, on the day of her attempt, when I brought up my mixed feelings about the situation that included anger at Sage, Zaina's response was be angry. Note, at this point, I still wasn't aware of the severity of the attempt, and my perspective was framed through P and Z's narrative. They were the primary influence on how I felt about the situation by far, and I'm not proud of my perspective at the time. In a heated moment of private conversation, convinced by Xena that Sage's attempt was manipulation, I said the term emotional terrorism. Xena, and people are freaking out about Sage. Lovely. Milena, I think that I think it's more that Sage is freaking people out. This is basically emotional terrorism. Xena, well, yes, and especially in our server and our circles, it's very easy to legitimately trigger a ton of people all at once. Milena, yeah, I'm honestly angry with her. It's one thing to be suffering and need help, but this is fucking abuse. Poppy lashed out with that phrase publicly, amongst other ones. Oh my, oh, this is what she was talking about when that was not that long ago. Ah. Poppy, I will not negotiate with emotional terrorists, nor will I trust those who choose to do so. Starsona, unfamiliar with this term. Poppy, people who scare the shit out of others with regular threats of self-harm slash. Like, I did not follow the replies on this. I just figured it was just. Honestly, I think I thought this. Okay. Okay, May 7th. Okay, oh, maybe it was longer ago than I thought. May 17th. What was going on in May? I don't know. I don't know, but I thought it was in reference to something else, honestly. People who scare the shit out of others with regular threats of self-harm slash suicide to intentionally or unintentionally get attention. Fuck, I've dealt with that plenty of times, always extremely jarring. Poppy, I love when people act so emotional. Oh, right, DID. Way to duplicate 15 years of relational trauma, not being nice about this shit anymore. Oh, you know what? That reminds me. Um, Milena said emotional terror. Oh, wait, yeah. The 17th, 2:56 p.m. And then Poppy says emotional terrorists on the 17th of May at 5:28 p.m. Um, that reminds me of another thing H.G. Tudor has said about narcissism. My worst ex does this all the time, and I think I mentioned this during last night's stream that worst exes trait acquisition. Listerine mouthwash says, "Oh, going to pass out." Oh, that's okay. If you want to watch this sped up tomorrow or whatnot, feel free. I don't I don't mind how long people want to stick around. But yeah, Um, anyway, my worst ex does this character trait acquisition all the time, and I have it on good authority from others that, like, half of his personality these days is still, like, a bunch of shit he picked up from me. So yeah, I just put the link to the full video in the YouTube chat. To who's currently watching. I don't trust the thing to always give me the info that um accurately. But yeah, yeah, this is just confirming that Poppy's the narcissistic type BPD, right? Um, Later, when I said she shouldn't have, she snapped. Oh, wait. Oh, so Poppy lashed out with that phrase publicly, amongst other ones. Later, when I said that she shouldn't have, she snapped, "It's my fucking Twitter account. I'll say what I want." Did I mention that Sage was on video in the voice chat where Xena jumped on me and that she looked down silently as it was happening? Like it's something that shuts like it's something that she shuts down around. This is all to say that this is a pattern of behavior that affects more than me. Moving on. Oh, video chat. I thought it was whatever, video chat, voice chat, whatever, VC. Milena, my main rule is that I can be there for you however you need, but the moment it starts being taken out on me, I can't. Xena, this isn't a disorder I can just stop. I wasn't trying to take anything out on you. I was that upset. I think my personal rule here is very reasonable, but note how Xena's response is to make excuses. I wasn't trying to take it out on you. I was that upset. Yeah, like Xena. The stuff that got hit, I can't be. I do not have hormones that work properly. Xena, I do not get the calm down button. Poppy does. Xena, if this shit triggers you, do not be around me during PMDD. That's not me putting down a threat. That's just the reality. I don't want to keep going on every little detail here because it remains the same. I'm trying to ask how we can navigate PMDD when it pops up, and they keep hitting me with why it's going to keep happening. Xena, if you want to get off call, I have no issues. But I literally live with a disorder that pops up out of nowhere and impairs my ability to self-regulate. So then you need to learn skills to work with your disorder so that you're not, you know, anywhere from inconveniencing to outright abusing others, including your friends and partners. Like, like this is excuses. This is just excuses here. This is just excuses. As I said to my friend in DM earlier today, that there have been times where like in the middle of a PTSD, meltdown, I might shout, out, depending on the situation, I may have shouted, I have PTSD, I have PTSD. Like that's not me necessarily trying to make excuses. That is an awkward cry for help. But like where I'm, I differentiate, um this here between what I've done is like, I mean, shit, like it wasn't even a PTSD thing. It was just like, a frustration thing. And, like if um a little over a month ago, one of the bus drivers um didn't didn't stop at the stop that I had pushed the button for. Now, to be fair, and I shouted at him, that I pushed for the stop. Now, to be now, a couple days later, I bumped into a different bus driver, but and now the first bus driver, I'd seen him a bunch of times. He does a couple of the routes that I would regularly get onto, and we're familiar enough with each other. And I bumped into another driver a couple nights later who I'd spoken to a bit more, and I say, "Hey, I forget his name, but he's the driver with with the hair. And could you tell him that I shouldn't have yelled at him, the other day. I was tired, and I know that it's not an excuse, but she you know, but when I pushed the button, he didn't stop, but I guess something malfunctioned. And she said, "Was it a stop on?" The second bus driver. She then asks me, "Was it a button on one of the quantum buses?" Now there's at least three different kinds of wheelchair accessibility structures on the buses for the Ann Arbor Transportation Authority, and one of them is the quantum structure for wheelchair accessibility. And I said, yes, it was one of the quantum buses. She says, those things malfunction all the time, and we keep telling the people in charge to, replace these with something else, or at least fix them when they malfunction. And so, yeah, no problem. If I run into him before you do, I'll let him know what happened and that you apologize. And I said, thank you so much. And, like a couple days after that, I bumped into him, and, I don't remember if she said anything to him. Well, I had anything to him, in the interim, but, I bumped into him like during a different time, and I said, oh, hey, I just wanted to let you know that, I apologize. I should not have gotten, I should not have, like, shouted like I did at you. You were having a long day, and, you're a bus driver. I see what kind of crazy shit goes on the buses. I was tired, but that's not an excuse. I should not have shouted like that, but I did run into, this other driver, and she says it might have just been, like it might have been a malfunction of the quantum bus, because I know I pushed the button because it was right there next to me rather than reach for the cord, which, are more functional. And and he's and he said, hey, no, don't worry about it. You apologized. I shouldn't have yelled back either. So it's like, I owned up to what I did that wronged this man who didn't do anything, and he didn't do anything. And I mean, yeah, that was part of the problem, but there was also a malfunctioning bus. We were both tired, and yeah, like at the time it seemed like, I mean, at the time, to me it seemed like he was in the wrong. To him it seemed like I was in the wrong. It turned out the bus was probably to blame, just the way that the bus is set up. So yeah, but still, it's like, I know that the bus drivers go through a lot, and I shouldn't, I shouldn't be shouting at them. Like, it's one thing to just, like, shout, like if it was a genuine mistake on the bus driver's part, which has happened before. um they it's one thing to shout like, hey, I pulled for the stop. It's one thing to shout out that, but it's another thing to just like shout the way I had been shouting at him. So you know so yeah, like I said, I wasn't making excuses. I wasn't saying, I was tired, all tired, it was the time of the day. He doesn't know what my schedule is, so like he can't put together that I might have been tired, right? So it's like, I'm not making I wasn't making excuses for it. And I don't make excuses for shit. If anything, like I take it out on myself even more, you know, but that's like, my own shit to worry about, and I don't like blame the other people for it, but it's like, I if if Zane is saying that, I literally live with a disorder that pops up out of nowhere and impairs my ability to self-regulate. Well, yeah, it impairs it, but it doesn't destroy your ability to self-regulate. Like if you were born without eyes, that's one thing. But you were born with eyes that need glasses. So you put on the glasses, as Xena does also wear glasses, and I mean, maybe like myself, they don't have perfect 20/20 vision even with glasses, but still, the fact that you can at least partially improve your eyesight with glasses means that you're impaired, not completely, disabled in that regard. Like, I mean, technically speaking, even people who are legally blind aren't like 0% light perception, blindness is actually like pretty rare in terms of blindness, right? But but still it's like, there's still like, yes, it impairs their ability to self-regulate, but it doesn't destroy that ability, right? Now, if I were to take Zena's glasses off and, like shove a steak knife through both of their eyes, well, first off, after I'm going to jail, like they're not going to have eyes anymore. They no longer have any hope of seeing again, short of getting some kind of, you know, get short of getting some kind of robotic implants, right? You know, but until something like that were to happen to them, they have an impaired ability to see, but they can still put the glasses on, right? Like they can learn things, or term, like, in the terms of like this, the PMDD, like they can learn skills to help better regulate, right? It doesn't destroy the ability. This is excuses. This is excuses. Milena, okay, do I need to announce it or can I just hang up? Xena, you can always just leave. Milena, okay. This comes up later. Me asking to leave calls. Remember this. Then they dump DD definition on me. Oh, for crap's sake. Xena, criterion A. During most menstrual cycles throughout the past year, at least 5 symptoms outlined in criterion B and criterion C must be present in the final week before the onset of menses, must start to improve within a few days after the onset of menses, and become minimal or absent in the week post-menses. Symptoms, criterion B. 1 or more of the following symptoms must be present. And remember, there needs to be a minimum of 5. Marked affective lability, mood swings, feeling suddenly sad or tearful, or increased sensitivity to rejection. Marked irritability or anger, or increased interpersonal conflicts. Marked depressed mood, feelings of hopelessness, or self deprecating thoughts. Marked anxiety, tension, and or feelings of being keyed up or on edge. Criterion C, 1 or more of the following symptoms must be present additionally to reach a total of 5 symptoms when combined with present symptoms from criterion B above. Decreased interest in usual activities. Example, work, school, friends, hobbies. Subjective difficulty in concentration. Lethargy, easy fatigability, marked lack of energy, marked change in appetite, overeating or specific food cravings, hypersomnia or insomnia, a sense of being overwhelmed or out of control, physical symptoms such as breast tenderness or swelling, joint or muscle pain, a sensation of bloating or weight gain, and then it just says severity. Okay. Criterion B. The symptoms observed in A through C are associated with clinically significant distress or interference with work, school, or usual social activities or relationships with others, e.g., avoidance of social activities, decreased productivity and efficiency at work, school, or home. Consideration of other psychiatric disorders. Criterion E. The disturbance is not merely an exacerbation of the symptoms of another disorder, such as major depressive disorder, panic disorder, persistent depressive disorder, dysthymia, or a personality disorder, although it may co occur with any of these disorders. You should read it to understand better, but the point is that I got hit with this wall of text in the middle of this intense conflict. This is the end of the group conversation that night. Jesus shit. Oh, for crap's sake. Um, okay, I kind of need to, there we go. Uh, Hi! Canoe. Okay. Milena, I don't want to wait half a year to see you in person. I'll need to read that later. I can't process that right now. Xena, this shit is literally me. Every single symptom. Every month I get this. And being on T is better, but nowadays I mostly get the anger. I used to know when it started, but again, I had to trade that out. Milena, well, I guess the best crude summary of my situation would be to consider me a battered wife dipping her toe into being social again. I realize that I explained my situation to just Poppy one night during a meltdown, and I'm not sure how much of that she shared with you. Xena, I don't think she did, but I know enough to put two and two together. Milena, so clearly we can't mix our triggers. Xena, PMDD fucks up relationships. No. You with unmanaged PMDD fucks up relationships. Milena, well, the details are fun and amazing, but some other time. Xena, I don't need the details. PMDD triggers the shit out of Poppy already. It's when we fight the most. I've been around PMDD folks long enough. What? Elena, do you track it on a calendar, or is there any way to get an estimate of when it'll come around, or is it not consistent? Xena, I track the best I can. Milena, I'm wondering if there's maybe a way to plan my visit around expected episodes. Xena, I'm on too much tea for consistency. I just want to get through this week. Um, Oh, yeah, that's right. They said they were microdosing tea for reasons, I guess. Um, but yeah, like, um, I know most of the trans guys I've spoken with about this, um, and as was the case for myself prior to hysterectomy, is um, um, like I said, at least with the dose for full trans men, transitioning is like it doesn't happen anymore. It just ends, right? Let's see. I just want to get through this week. Milena, okay, just let me know when. Xena, I can't. I literally can't. Not anymore. I don't get that luxury. Milena, I'm sorry. I thought you said that you know when it goes away. Xena, I don't usually know until after my period started. Milena, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Xena, I used to know, but I'm on too much tea for it to be consistent. Milena, I'll go. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, goddamn. Wait. Damn it. Okay. Um, Okay, there we go. No, it's much easier to read this part now. Okay. Note how my writing style is deteriorating. I am fully triggered at this point and sinking quickly. Xena either doesn't notice or care. It ends with them going all caps at me, which I read as yelling and fully break. I hate the dismissal of, I know how to put two and two together, and I don't need the details. I get to have their justifications piled onto me, but I get filed under some preconception. I'm actively fighting flashbacks to the week I was raped, but it's fine. They get it already. I never got to tell them about how those were related because I didn't want to do it over text. It felt too big to do outside of a voice chat and in a context where it wouldn't be seen like some kind of move I was pulling. I just wanted them to see how it was affecting me. This was affecting me. Elena, I love you. Poppy, I love you too. We will talk soon. This direct message to Poppy was all I could manage at that point. I was so scared. That was day 1. Wait, this was all over the course of a day. Wait. Oh, wait. Oh, indeed it is. Indeed it. Oh, right, that's right. Some of these were the things from May was yeah. Okay. Okay. Some of this was brought back from yeah, this was over the okay, yeah, up until this part, this was the course of a day, but this was brought up from a couple weeks prior for context. Okay. Shit. Okay, we've got 12:25 a.m. Do we have anybody? We still have one person in Twitch. All right. It's been 2 hours and 40 minutes thereabouts. So you know what? I am going to go on day 2 tomorrow. This is something else. This is Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah, I'm oh crap. Forgot to switch back to I forgot to switch back to this when I was reading that again. Okay, just to show the receipts. Yeah, I love you. I love you too. We'll talk soon. Plus, I also like put the big doc link in the YouTube chat on here. Wow. Good summary of things, EMDD things, and these things, and these things, and these things. Okay, yep, this is where I broke to HG Tutor. God damn. Okay. Okay, but I'm closer to getting the hang of the way the Restream um, tab sharing works. So, oh crap. That's right. Okay. So yeah, I'm getting close to how the Restream tab sharing works. So, there we go. There we go. Okay, so here's all this that I read just before that. We're still scrolling up. So this and this and this. And like I said, I linked the thing in the oh, it's because I paused the HD tutor, I think. I think that's what happened with this. Okay. So yeah, this is something. And that's the end of day 1. So um wow. That's a that's a thing, isn't it? Okay. I don't know how much of that was over the thing now, but um yeah, I think we're going to pick up on this again tomorrow. Maybe a little bit earlier just so we can have a little bit more time and maybe hopefully some people arriving in chat sooner. So well, um yeah, I'm going to feed the cats their dinner and Oop. Did I bother you, Phoebe? Little Miss Phoebe. Phoebe, little lady cat. Oh, we loves ya. Yes, we do. Oh, we loves Miss Phoebe. I know, she's not visible, is she? Hi. Do we want hugs? May I give hugs? No. No. It's pettins. Pettins and headbutts. Headbutts from Miss Phoebe. Headbutt. There we go. Headbutts. Headbutts. I love your headbutts. Yes. The headbutt and this little lady cat. Yes, we are. Okay. Okay, now that I've acted like a complete child around my cat, who you cannot see, I assure you she's here though. Right? Right. Oh, yes. Reach, 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 reach. Oh, I'm just gonna show off your sweet little face. Your sweet little face. My little lady cat. Oh, am I being annoying? Just a little bit. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, all right, I'm going to go feed the cats their dinner. Maybe have something besides sea chips for myself. And yeah, we're gonna pick this up tomorrow, maybe an hour earlier than these have been, just because I don't know. I'm oddly looking forward to continuing this tomorrow, and um wow, this is something, isn't it? Nigel, bud. Nigel. Yes. Think of the caveat. Yes. Nigel. Oh, okay. Oh, Phoebe, you trying to remind me about what's super? I'm so super. I'm so super. Yeah. Oh, hello, Miss Lady. Oh, oh, I know. You just wants to, you just wants to wind around Papa's feet. I love you. You're a sweet girl. Yes, you are. Huh? I'm being annoying, aren't I? Yeah, just a little bit. Okay. Okay. I know. I know. Yes. Oh, I love you. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Oh, kitty. Little bitty kitty. Yes. Oh, we're such a happy girl. We's the happy girl. We's the happiest girl in the whole wide world. Oh, yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes. Oh, who's Papa's little girl? Who's Papa's little lady cat? I love you. I love you so much. Mm, I do. Oh, oh, yes, yes. Who's a precious lady? Who's a precious little girl? Okay. I'm super. Super time. Okay. So yeah, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all that happy horseshit. Um hug your babies tight, even especially your fur babies, and drink your water, take your meds, and otherwise take very good care of yourselves and have exactly the kind of day you deserve. Bats and kisses. Nosta achwil.